All right, this is Mark Farrar from Not Square Design, and this is a video that I'm putting together for the general contractor. His name is Nick with New Life Construction here in Montana, and he's certainly can be gotten a hold of. I just posted a video with his information and such, and but let's just kind of let you know that if you do want to get a hold of him, it's Nick Kuntz at 406 916 2282. And his email is also Nick dot, and that's NICK, dot newlifeconstruction@gmail.com. And this is Mark with Not Square Design out of Butte, Montana. And you can hold me at 940-654-0617. I know it's not a Montana number, but I am raised in Butte, and I was actually conceived in Mineral Wells, Texas, but I know absolutely no one there, and so if I get any calls from that area code, I know that they are spam. It's wonderful. So we're under the house right now. This is the foundation. Standard 16-inch wide footing, 8-inch stem wall, 42-inch deep for our frost zone. Whoa, I didn't click inside the model first, so that didn't move very smoothly. So that was us below grade there. And then as I come up grade, we can see the structure as it is so far. Got some corrections and stuff, but we are in preliminary design phase. So I know that this was a lot to do with cost analysis of how much this is going to be to build. And so I have made some decisions on how it's to be constructed, and certainly open for suggestion. And then when we get down to it, all the corrections will be made, like, that doesn't need to be there. And then the lookouts, sometimes I like to drop the second one. And so I have 2 drop trusses, and then I'll bring my outlookers back to this one, allowing more backspan, because general rule of thumb for us structurally is 2/3 backspan. I've got more out in the overhang than I do in the backspan here. And when we get to that 2-foot overhang, which is really something that we need here in Montana, because of the UV and because of our icing that occurs on the edges of our buildings, promote 2-foot overhangs. And then I don't know why it did what it did here, but it didn't give us a drop cord, and it didn't bring my outlookers all the way back. So corrections like that will be made, but let's get our design going first. And then, boy, look at that. That's kind of weird. I don't know. It almost looks like this wall. I'll have to look into what happened. Oh, I do know when I was in the previous video, I noticed that inside this garage down here, that there's an exterior wall here. There was siding inside the garage, but that's not where this is occurring. I just have to go through and see what's going on, because to me it looks like this wall is bearing, and maybe that's why this is building funky out here. So I have to go through the program and see what it's determining. But these are scissor trusses for the upper story, allowing for more more head height on an 8-foot plate. And I'm using a pre-cut stud, so our bottom sill or top subfloor up to the top of the double top plate is going to be 91 1/8. And then I've got a 12-inch energy heel on this thing. So from the plate to straight up to the top of the truss, this point right here, and let me turn the point right here is close that. Oh, I didn't mean to close that. But that's easy enough to get back. So, we just have to get back to where we were, which was on this energy heel. And so, so the distance from there to there is 12 inches. And that'll let us get an R49 if you use a high density fiberglass insulation blown in. So, yeah, all these guys, unnecessary. But if you want to have blocking in between your trusses, or actually, sorry, that was not unnecessary. Control Z, bring that back in, because I need nailer for my drywall. So, you can also talk about stud corners and how you would like those built compared to what I typically do. And minimize the stud corner, but still give you drywall backing. And that way we get more insulation, but you still have a place to attach the drywall sheets. So I haven't gone through like on a model like this and put in backing for your cabinetry and stuff like that yet. But 4-inch concrete slab. Don't know why. Oh, because I turned on floor finish. The slab wasn't showing up without floor finish layer on, and so it's showing the carpet on the stairs. That was put in there as an accent, and I tried to have as little baluster work as I could afford. There's the walk through to that storage where the stuff that was underneath in the laundry room. So this area here is that laundry room, and washer dryer there. There's the entry, and then storage under the stairs for mops and vacuums and all that jazz. We're in the music room now. Flat ceiling, 9-foot plate, and then this is on through the kitchen. And here, Nick, this framing won't even go to the ground. It won't go down this far. We just need. She wanted to have extended countertop and a place to put, probably even a raised countertop, because she wants to do herbs in the window, sunlight. And I don't know how well it's going to work because this is north face. But to put all of her beautiful windows, dining room, and all that stuff to look at that neighbor, this is literally the edge of the property from my evaluation without getting information back from someone. So, this is actually their property, that shape that we're seeing here. So this is where that shed is now that they considering moving. If we go with the design that's similar to this, we won't need that here. I don't think I need this roof to build over this, and that we can build something a lot shallower. I do like the 2-foot overhangs for protection, but I do have a roof of a good portion of it. Wouldn't call all of it, but boy, it's a lot of it. So it'd just be this corner, and if I reduce this back to, say, a 12-inch overhang, maybe 18, I think it. Sometimes on small bays like this looks like it's too much. And then your thoughts on going ahead and hanging the roof right across here to break up that big wall line that faces. But again, you know, that's something that comes down to their budget versus what you want to do. And then I'm not sure what it's doing here. I had some sort of a return going back in the roof. You can see that possibly in the 3D video. I forget if I showed that off, but it's incorrect. Let's get through the preliminary design phase, and then once we get done with understanding what this building's floor plan and such will look like. But I wanted to give you kind of a heads up on how this particular structure would be built, if that's helpful at all in your guys' discussion of cost. And these two windows on the garage, awning style, so they'll be hinged at the top, opening outward in case he forgets them, leaves them open. It won't rain or snow in there unless it was completely blown sideways. So, anyway, I'm not a big fan of OSB, and in some of my designs that have a better budget, I replace all this with plywood. So you guys can talk about that. I just, if you get it on and get it covered right away, it'll last a long time. But sometimes that's just not possible, and the stuff ends up getting wet, and we won't really wet for too long of a period of time. Anyway, this is for your use, and hopefully you find it beneficial and pretty informative on what I'm looking at as to how basically to build this structure. And this is Mark with Not Square Design, Butte, Montana. And you can get a hold of me at mark@knottystudios.com. That's KNOTTYSTUDIOS.com. Thank you.